ULPT. When clicking into an online news source that you're not subscribed to, immediately press the ESC key a few times before the page finishes loading to stop that ad blocker/sign up pop-up from appearing. ULPT Buy a fishing license online the day you are going fishing. You can use the order confirmation as a temporary license. Then when you get home from fishing all day, cancel the transaction before midnight the same day for a full refund. ULPT. Put a decal/sticker of the alphabet on your car so when you get pulled over for drunk driving, you can recite your ABCs during the sobriety check. ULPT. Never tell anyone that you're good with computers. You can always use tech illiteracy as an excuse for not doing things. ULPT. Apply for the thousands of scholarships available for university students, then pocket the money. Some of these scholarships have no way of knowing whether you are a student or not. There is also no oversight as to what you do with the scholarship money once you get it. There are a lot of people applying. Apply to as many as possible to maximize your chances. This is literally free money. A lot of scholarships will have you write an essay or some shit. While that will take time, it's still worth it to make potentially thousands. Think of each essay you write as a lottery ticket. Source: I wrote an essay for some random scholarship contest before college a couple years ago. They gave me a $500 check made out to me. My parents paid for my schooling, so I just pocketed the money. There are scholarships meant for kids in high school going into college. They can't give it to a school if you're not in it yet, so they will make it out to you. ULPT. Check Craigslist for bargains after a mass looting. ULPT. Look up some conspiracies and feed into it. Sell something claiming it will stop what they are scared of for large profits. Idiots will buy it. You make money, and smart people will wish they thought of it first, and won't mind you scamming people. ULPT. A little paint on the visor of a riot helmet will render them entirely useless. ULPT. Negative Amazon reviews are paying more and more. In the past, companies would offer you 510 gift cards for changing your bad review into a 5-star. Recently, I've been offered free products worth 60 and even 100 gift cards on top of the refunds for the terrible product I already received. The more competition for a product, the higher the bribe. Pick a small electronics category like camera accessories or Bluetooth headphones. I really want to warn folks about this bad product, but I also want that Benjamin. Personal opinion and response to criticism. The whole system sucks. Don't trust Amazon reviews. I personally wouldn't buy a bad item just for the sole purpose of this hassle. The companies will often renege on their promise of payment. ULPT. Take advantage of quarantine by getting married privately. Announce it on social media with a link to an online registry. Reap in the gifts without having to spend money on an entire party for your family and friends. ULPT. Under 25 and want free travel to a vacation destination? Become a Mormon missionary. The LDS Church will pay for visas and flights. Upon arrival, simply go AWOL. ULPT. If you are one of the unfortunates who has to use Skype for business, be tired of people bothering you randomly, you can create a Skype meeting with just you as an attendee, making your status appear as in a meeting for that duration. ULPT. Don't want a specific candidate to win? Volunteer to provide transportation to the polls for their supporters and don't show up. ULPT request. My abusive alcoholic father may be dying in 6 months. How can I rekindle a relationship with him and inherit his house? My dad sucks. He beat my mother growing up, left me with a pedophile, it ended the way you'd expect, and constantly vilified my mother growing up. I was raised by my mother and have lived with him a year out of my life. That year was split up between him losing custody because he started drinking again years and was a huge alcoholic. Then me moving in with him in adulthood only for him to kick me out in 95-degree weather without any warning whatsoever in an attempt to manipulate me into letting him sell my parrot. I tried time and time again to have a legitimate relationship with the man, but I've never been successful. Now, I don't hate people because they are alcoholics. It's a tough addiction and I applaud anyone who tries to get over it. My father, however, is a mean drunk. Very mean. He punches holes in the walls, disowns me and reounds me, tells blatant lies about my past and tries to guilt me into feeling sorry for him. After not speaking to him for a year, I've just heard that he may be in liver failure. He has 2 houses, one on mortgage and another he owns outright. I would like to inherit them because owning a house would be a huge step up in my life at my age 22. My father supposedly has narcissistic personality disorder, though I'm not sure if that's diagnosed or not. If it isn't, he definitely shows symptoms. Here's my request. How can I contact him again and rekindle a relationship without him being suspicious? I'm not the manipulative type most of the time and already feel guilty considering doing this. My concern is that I'm sure my dad would put something in a will saying I don't get anything. I'd like to be on his good side. At this point he's ruined my life once and tried to twice. And beyond the requisite he's my father. I don't care all that much about him. I don't want him to die. But if he is going to, I don't want to miss out on an opportunity to get a house. Edit. So I've been talking to the girlfriend. He's gone batshit, more so than I thought. He's drinking even more than before. Trying to start fights with the other roommate. And then calling the police on him when he doesn't do anything. He's told the girlfriend she's not getting anything because she spoke to my mother, not even told my mother. Just spoke to her. I've sent a message about him being sick, but deleted it before he received it. Check mark wasn't filled in. It said delete for you though, so I'm worried he's seen it. If he does and flips out even more at the girlfriend, I'm not sure what I should do. Edit 2. I've decided not to contact him. I have Asperger's. For those of you who think I'm evil, I know that sounds like a dumbass excuse, but I have a reason for telling you this. As much as you may think I'm a liar, I have never intentionally manipulated anyone in my adult life. I've always tried to be kind to the people I like and nice to those who hurt me. I came on hoping people who knew better could tell me how to get my dad to forgive me for whatever he thinks I've done and begin to value me again. Many of you delivered on just that or offered other advice on the matter. I thank you all, but I don't believe I'm mentally capable of pulling this off. My social ineptitude was showing because I didn't know that this post would upset so many people. I know now that it's upsetting to many of you, though I'm not sure I understand why. I've seen so many people lie to each other about how they felt about others then hurt them. I never intended to hurt my father in the scheme I had. If my plan necessitated a haha, gotcha moment or a piece of revenge, I'd never have considered it. To me, it meant he died happy, and I got something out of it too. Definitely not selfless. Definitely the most sleazy thing I've ever considered doing, but not something I thought would get me sent hate mail. I will admit that I still don't feel as guilty for having wanted to do this as many of you expect me to. I don't understand why it makes me a terrible person. I thought feigning interests and making people like you was commonplace. Even if I've never tried it, I feel guilty for considering lying. But I feel guilty for telling coworkers I have plans when they ask me to cover their shift. I understand death and him being my father adds another factor, but I don't get how it turns it from unethical to fuck you. I wasn't trying to screw him over and didn't see that as a possibility. Maybe it's because I never got to have the cliche father/daughter relationship. I think all of you are reading this as a person trying to do this to their dad, not the sort of relationship I have with him. I found that most people who said they have a parent with NPD were rooting for me. I have confirmation that he is not senile. My father is 50 with no known history of dementia in the family. I spoke to him a year ago last time he disowned me, and he was fine mentally, save for having suddenly decided that he hated me. He's gone batshit just means his drunken antics have increased. He isn't doing anything to make me think he's gone insane so much as he's pissed at the world and lashing out at everyone around him. I spoke to his girlfriend and she confirmed he's coherent. Just drunk and acting the way he does when he's drunk and has no one else to attack. If I thought for a second he was senile, I'd have taken much more issue with lying to him. That said, many of you were asking why I wanted the houses if there was so much baggage with my dad. I will be honest and say that I struggle with adult life despite doing well at school. I'm 22 and I don't have many of the skills I should at my age. I don't have a credit score and every attempt to get one has been thwarted. I don't see myself ever being successful enough at life to get a house of my own unless I got lucky. I saw this as my only chance to own a home. Even if I sold the mortgaged one and bought a smaller home elsewhere, it would be difficult to figure out, but I have a relative who does real estate who cold helped me. Maybe I'd have had to live with it the rest of my life. but I might be living a much better life if I had. TLDR, I was asking how to get my father who disowned me because of his NPD to like me again, so I had a chance of getting an inheritance. I have decided not to contact him due in part to my belief that I don't have the social skills to do such a thing, and because I didn't understand the social implications of posting this. Final update. Thank you to everyone who was understanding. It's come out that my father was lying. He told everyone he had 10% liver function remaining. He's admitted to his girlfriend that he's down 10% with 90% remaining, not down 90 with 10% remaining.